this land belongs to us. It's no doubt. I know it's been challenged by other countries, and they said, well, it might not belong to us. Well, it belongs to us.
One thing I want you to remind you, safety, safety, safety. We're all gonna leave together and we're all gonna come back. With all fingers, all ears, and my nose too, okay?
Go, guys!
I don't see any patrol from the States. I don't see any patrol from other countries here. So it's no doubt in my mind, this is us. But to make sure that people understand this is Canadian land, you have to patrol it. Not only by air, but you have to patrol it by land and to occupy the ground.
This patrol consists of 6 regular soldiers and 18 Canadian Rangers, who are reserve volunteers. Most of the Rangers are Inuit. This year, photographer and filmmaker Dianne Whelan joins the patrol. Dianne wants to capture this threatened landscape before it vanishes. She has to earn her place on the mission as an active member of the team.
On the job in the Arctic!
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
We're going to be the first people to do the entire route from Rizzle Bay up to Alert on the west coast. Never been done before, by skidoos or by skis or by walking or dog sled.
The landscape surprises Dianne. The north is not flat. It is a rippling desert of ice shards. Each team member must haul a komatik, a sled, that can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Three hours into the journey, they stray a little off course and are trapped in a canyon.
People think that in the north, it's just totally covered in snow, and it's actually the opposite. When you get up in the high ground, all the snow is swept away, and you're dealing with a lot of rock.
Eight of the komatiks break. The team spends 2 hours of precious daylight fixing them. "50 years ago, komatiks were sturdier and more flexible, made from sinew, bone, and sometimes even frozen fish."
You're full of rust.
Oh, yeah?
Give me the camera so I can tilt.
Still running. Just keep pointing it at me.
So we are short of 58 clicks to the setup that we have to do tomorrow. And if we miss that, that means we're going to have to go without it. We're going to kill people. Look at that, 600 feet in less than 100 feet.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. We have to follow that. Give me your GPS so I can load your GPS.
I was born and raised in an igloo. I still remember just about everything I know.
Come on now. I want to see you. I still want to see you dance, man. I can't. Come on now. Just show me just a little bit. Okay, you ready? You need a better spoon there.
Always was, it was simple.
But you know, the eyes is a bit...
We use stars. Traveling at night is mostly stars. In some places we travel by the snowdrifts and the wind. Today it's new technology, new GPS is coming out. I can't even keep up to it anymore.
The Inuit Rangers search for life-giving blue ice. Leached of all salt, the blue ice provides water for cooking and drinking.
Let's see what else we got in here. Sausage and hash browns. That's a good one. Sausage and hash browns.
Steal a little piece of that, Joe.
Best tasting animal. What's called?
Commander Bergeron needs a new snowmobile, so the patrol calls in the Air Force.
Our job is to drop the fuel and rations and whatever parts they may need, and also medevac standby if somebody's injured or hurt, whatever.
We went a little bit off course. Could you tell them about going off course a little bit?
No. I'm busy. I got to load.
We are losing time right now. It's we're 1 day behind. We're going to catch up. We're going to try to push today. It's too bad, but it's part of the game.
20 minutes! We're leaving in 20 minutes!
that in -50, being a one-woman film crew demands initiative.
Technology needs batteries, and they freeze in the cold.
She unplugged my phone. Look at it, she unplugged my phone. So if we have an accident tomorrow, we cannot call the plane, but we can show the movie.
It was a group decision.
Was it? Oh, it was all her.
She did. So this stone is no good. There's a crack. Got to start on something else. Some animals are acting strangely. Seals molting or changing their furs at the wrong time. And all the glaciers, they move back so far. Like if you look at the mountain from the distance, you can see where the glacier was about 10 years ago. Like the ice, nowadays it's rotting from the bottom. It gets to be dangerous for the hunters. Sometimes you get into very thin ice without knowing it. Because the ocean is getting warmer and it's melting the ice so much faster than it used to. It's changing fast. I lived for short years and I can tell it's changed a lot. Yeah. Everybody started to come up north now. Like 10, 15 years ago, there was hardly anybody. The south is coming up north. Starting with Rangers and all the Canadian armies, they're going to take over the whole north.
Looking at it on the map, and I thought, how are they going to get over these things? They must have to go way around. Didn't think they'd go right up and over top.
I realized that if I was going to sit there on my snowmobile and go, I'm going to die, then I was going to manifest that outcome. So just like that little train in your, childhood story tales, like I can do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this.
What a beautiful country, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Bako ni piyo mabe. Adiyo tini. Bako. Ataw yung me. Bako na pilaw mo.
On your knee? Hurt your knee? Let's see if we can get something to bandage that up, eh? Lots of medicines.
The whole purpose of these exercises is to show the rest of the world, saying, look, this is our land and we have proof of it. Like so this plaque, the flagpole and the base will be left there, and people will be able to see that basically where Canada starts.
24 started out. Only 8 will push on to plant the flag on the tip of Canada's most northern coastline. Dianne will record the mission. Alan is the scout. Paul is the expert in traditional knowledge. Doug, a history buff, hopes to find the cairn built by Robert Peary, who claimed he was the first to reach the North Pole. Derek is in charge of communications. Lazarus can repair any cometic under any conditions. Roger, the best mechanic in the high Arctic. And Chris is the leader.
Excited for sure, but worried in the same times. The safety of my men come first, and we will never sacrifice that for the mission. If it's not, we're not in a war here. We're not fighting bullets, enemies. We are fighting the elements, and we want to make sure that we complete that in one piece.
Maniro ang damit. minutes na ngakigaan idane out dara khone ingil kayo ti inyak pakto idane ungay kaya maniro ang ngakayo kami.
Making a hole for the generator so it doesn't get buried. Nice snow wall.
I pull off my boot and my sock and I'm looking at my feet and they're like, my toes are white. Well, it turns out they go white before they turn black. I'd almost lost my toes and I didn't even know it. Still alive.
She's drinking vodka out of a cup.
Went to the bathroom and got an inch of snow in my underwear.
We got no signal.
Ah!
I helped my wife sew Christmas time. Carcass, covers.
You're going to get back and
That's
you're going to see Inuit men cook,
have...
sew, and you're going to get busloads of women from the south coming up trying to find an Inuit man to get married to there, Alan.
Good luck.
Mostly to the talking. Yeah. Hi, Roger. As the head person.
Well, they train reindeer. They've been doing it for centuries. I don't know. Like
Caribou are so dumb. You take those guys from Siberia there, bring them over here, and see if they can do it.
I want them over there. I don't want them in here.
No, but to see if you could train.
I can train my own, right?
Yes.
Yeah. People from down south trying to tell me what to do. You got to tell them that, you know. We are a free country.
I'm sick of the dog.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously, I got killed.
I want to go home. I want to go home, Mom.
I thought we were in a snowstorm. And then I learned that the Arctic only gets 4 millimeters of snow a year. It's actually a desert. The storm is just blowing the same snow over and over and over again.
Do you think, Alan, are we going to be able to leave tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be able to leave tomorrow. The wind is dying down.
If someone in front of you stops, you stop your snow machine, and your comatic is hung up on a rock, well, you got a 1,000-pound comatic that you got to try and move again. So then it just becomes a nightmare every time. Once one guy stops, and you got to try and get everybody moving again. Very difficult. You know, and if you were down south, a whiteout is not the same because you can look and you have references, you have trees, you have cars, you have roads and everything else. But when you're up in the barren land and you're in a whiteout, the ground, the sky, everything is white. It's like being on a ping pong ball.
Suddenly, Dianne realizes she's alone, lost.
As you can see, there's nobody around. It's empty toboggans. Everybody's spread out all over the place. It's a total whiteout. Total whiteout. Can't see a thing. Oh, God. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh wait, there's some lights off in the distance. Somebody's coming up.
For us, we've been out there in our young days, so we can manage to do what we want to do out there.
After 16 hours of edging along, Alan, the scout, finally locates a safe place to camp.
almost killed people, so we had to stop. But we don't see the snow on the ground because the snow and everything, huh? We are in a tight spot right now. It's not because of poor planning, it's because of poor weather. The plane flew over us, could not land.
We got 1.5 boxes of breakfast.
The delays have cut into their supplies.
We are low on naphtha, and we are low on kilo and ration.
The team cannot survive unless a plane brings early relief.
So the plane does follow. Tomorrow morning, if weather permit, and if the plane sees us on the ice, and if the ice permit, they will land.
The snowmobiles carve out and groom a runway for the plane. The team wrestles skidoos over bumpy terrain, struggling to keep an even drag on the heavy, slithering hummocks.
Watch out, just get ready to go.
I'm coming down the backside of this mountain, and all of a sudden I look over to the side, and there's my friggin' cometic, and it's about to pass me.
So I'm like, okay, go faster, but too late. The weight of the cometic tilted my skidoo, threw me off the skidoo, and then the cometic came right at me, and I just put out my hand to push it out of the way, and yeah, sprained my hand. But
Chris told you not to do.
Chris told me to get out of the way. It's a moving bullet, and I have no chance in hell if I get hit by the cometic.
Why did you try to stop it?
Because it was an instinct. It was an instinct. It was a survival instinct.
By the way, for the people who listen to that video or movie, she almost got killed twice by cometic.
Come on, guys, yeah, come on. What's going on? Yee-haw!
This is one of
As Doug hoped, the team finds the cairn left 100 years ago by Admiral Peary's expedition.
It's even got the mileage on there. The north faces to the North Pole. North Pole 400 miles that way.
$1920.
1920.
What does that say?
Explorers since Peary, who reached the memorial, like to leave messages for those who follow.
And we'll leave that in the ammo box with all the rest of the messages that people left when they drove through that point. So I'd like to read it back. One Canadian Rangers Patrol Group left Resolute Bay on the 24th of March with 3 patrols of 8 men each. Our patrol number 1, for the first time in history, drove with skidoos from Resolute Bay up to Warthant Island. The elastic belonged to my daughter, so people can retrieve this. The driving conditions were good to extremely bad, but it was a good trip. But it was a great trip with a good team. Lucky us. All signed by members of the patrol.
This landscape penetrates a traveler's body and spirit.
My grandmother, she was half Micmac and half French. And she told me that my ancestors were there when the first boats came from Europe, and nobody could see them. The only person that could see the boats were the shamans. Once the shaman said there's something there, then everybody could start to see it.
There's a lot of things like that in the North Spheres. We have little people that come around all the time. When you can't see them, you can't see them. But when you see them, you can see them. I used to see a lot of those years ago. They start to go faster and faster and they disappear. Kind of weird, but that's the way they are.
So it made me think that lots of times in life, we don't see what's right before us because we've never seen it before, so we can't recognize what's there.
And the Summer Patrol is something that should be done every year because there's other people that want a piece of our Canada. We like to keep it the way it is.